I'm the founder. My name is Fred Varan. My passion, technology, building a business like this one where we help you, the customer, and of course, teaching. My mother always said, Fred, you should be a teacher. And then I was thinking, there is no way. There is no way. But I'll tell you more about that later. I'm a lifelong learner, and our value at TopLine is, and start with E for esprit, which in French is spirit. And the E stands for expertise. So that's where we start at TopLine, by sharing our expertise. And we are a relationship-driven technology company. But enough of that. Our agenda is very simple today. We're going to be talking about CRM, what's in it for the future. We'll also talk about the relationship between CRM, sales, and marketing, digital marketing platforms. And then we'll have another presenter at the end, Jackie, who will be talking about digital marketing. So, let's get started. Back to 1987. DOS 3.2. And ACT 1.0. The beginning of all. This was the first successful contact manager ever. Sold millions of its software. But what was a few $1 million back then, today is $200 billion industry. Can you believe it? Wow. So, I have a story for you. Fictional, but quite true in its content. This is Jeff. And Jeff is a salesperson, but he's also the owner of PillowCat. PillowCat is a equipment company for construction. Jeff is extremely successful. He goes out there, make contacts, build relationships, and get results. In fact, Jeff uses ACT. But that was way back then. So he's kind of looking at his 35 years, because ACT is 37 years old. And he's pondering about his success. And as he looked, he's thinking, well, it went well. I grew this company. And when he was growing this company, he realized, well, I need another Jeff. So that's what he did. He hired another Jeff, who was the salesperson eventually of the company. And he hired other salespeople. And so they made a team. And Jeff was good and very intentional about keeping notes copiously when he met customers. He would also put his follow-up into the ACT. So that was his methodology. He would meet, he would make a relationship, and he would close and sell. So he said to himself, well, I need another system. And he looked at 3 brands that are today very popular. Dynamics, Zoho CRM, HubSpot. And he settled on one of them. They could have chosen others, but he settled on Dynamics because his infrastructure was all Microsoft. So he thought, that's great. And he knew deep down that this was the right thing to do to get a CRM for his team. And he was all excited, and they're gonna do what I did. They're gonna sell like I sell. But then, it didn't work. The sales team wouldn't actually even touch the CRM. And so he looked into it and he tried to figure out, why aren't they just doing what I do? it would be so simple. You take notes, so you remember your next conversation, you make a follow-up. But no, the sales team had their own personal methodology, meaning they were just doing whatever they wanted. And that was it. So Jeff decided, let's hire a consultant. So Jeff hired a consultant. Consultant comes in and says, well, we're going to have to measure what we want to achieve. So the consultants started with KPIs. And he thought, well, for KPIs, we need KPIs for sales, and we need KPIs for marketing, and we need KPIs for customer service. And for sales, that was kind of easy. We're going to just look at the new opportunities. And that's it, new opportunities per week. And for marketing, we look at marketing qualified lead. And that's that for the marketing. And for customer service, we'll look at maybe the NPS, the Net Promoter Score, how happy are our customers with our services. Or even the number of cases that are resolved in a week. And then, as he was talking to Jeff, the consultant said, we probably need to look at your personal recipe for selling. So yes, Jeff was all excited as the CEO of his company. And they looked at the personal recipe for success. And that was more of the pipeline and how there were steps in the pipeline. And Jeff was happy. But then the consultant came with another idea, and this is this one. Let's have an internal committee so that the people in our company are just not told what to do, but they decide for themselves what to do. And so the internal CRM team came with various ideas. And the number one idea was, well, let's use Microsoft Teams because we can collaborate. Nothing to do really with Dynamics, except that if you use Dynamics, you can click on the phone and it'll just wait for you. Well, it did. So they did it. They got Microsoft Teams, and it went well because right after that was COVID. So all of a sudden, people went home, and with their laptop, they took their computers, so they had their phone, which is kind of cool, right? And after the pandemic, they had decided that they wanted to have a mobile device working on their phone. So they actually rolled out the mobile phone as well. And that was really awesome because the reason why the salespeople didn't like CRM at first is that they didn't want to type all that information in. So with their little mobile phone, they could just talk to it and would just say, hey, voice to text. It just records what I said right inside Dynamics CRM. But that was not enough. The internal team thought, we should look into AI. I heard AI does amazing stuff. And they realized there's two types of AI. There's the generative AI and there's the predictive AI. And generative AI is awesome because you can use what you record and then you can manipulate it and have a nice summary, even have action items, all that inside Microsoft Teams and Copilot together. So that was one more step to do. Then it decided, let's roll out the Copilot fully and have appointments generated and also opportunities. And you may wonder, what the heck, how is that working? So this is why I'm going to show you. So here's a slide for a Teams meeting where on the right we see the entire script and on the left we see the recap. So you don't have to go through the entire script, you just look at the recap. You can even see what the sentiment is. Is it positive? Is it neutral? Is it negative? on how that conversation went. Now, it's not quite there yet, but this could go right away into the account or the contact of the CRM with Copilot. If you have Copilot, you're in good shape. Now, this is all very Microsoft-centric, of course, because that's what Jeff decided. But you can do that in other systems as well. Another example was the voice to text that I just talked to you about. And as I speak, it would just record it and go right in the notes in Dynamics CRM where you want it. So when you're done with the call, you can have your copious notes that Jeff had written right in Dynamics CRM. And you don't need your phone for that. You can do it on the computer. And here's another one. And this one is actually really cool because if you take good notes, you're going to end up with massive amount of notes over time. And there's a feature here that says highlights. So I can just look at my CRM and look at the highlights, the latest information about my opportunity as a salesperson, assisting the salesperson to be more effective. So, one more. A new appointment can be suggested inside CRM based on emails that you get. So it pops out what you should be doing or not doing. So you can decline it if you want to. But here it says, well, you talked about an appointment, or it was in your email, and all of a sudden it pops up, and you can see it right here. And it actually fills up for you those fields. That's called predictive because it predicts that you might need an appointment. And then finally, one of the things that salespeople didn't like to do because it was kind of not part of their methodology is to record the types of opportunity that they had. So here, we've got the opportunity created and updated or suggested to you. Now, is there a tweak you might have to do it? Sure. Are we there yet? Maybe not quite 100%. Will that be in the future? For certain. So here are a few things that Jeff and his team kind of put into the CRM. But Jeff knew that there was a lot more. Jeff wanted to have his CRM to be a hub where we all can go and we can all see different things that he talked to Dan Bain, who's actually here with us in this fictitious story. Dan is our CIO. And Dan has done amazing things at TopLine. Dan created software, true story, for TopLine. We sold by the thousands with some of the CRM products that we had. He created the first dashboard in Act for all things. And he also created some of the most complex CRM implementation as well. And so I am very proud to let you talk about Jeff today, Dan. Thank you, Fred.
How many of you would like to be the presenter who has to go up after that? Unfortunately, that's me. Well, as Fred mentioned, AI will play a significant role in the future of CRM. AI will help make data entry easier, but you'll need more data than what a single person can actually enter into a system. Integration between systems will become much more prevalent and even necessary. You'll see an increased reliance on lead capture and data enrichment tools. Tools such as ZoomInfo, LinkedIn, and others will be utilized as a way to get new leads into your system and to take the contacts that are already in your system and update them to have newer and better information. For example, PillarCat, their sales manager, could query one of these systems for leads that meet their ideal customer profile, and with just a couple clicks, load them into their CRM database. Hundreds of leads can be added very, very quickly. They do this because they know it's not possible to expand their company customer base on their own in a traditional manner anymore. This is needed in order to grow. They need the help of third-party tools such as these to provide them with those leads and potential customers. Having this lead data is critical because hunting for leads one by one, keeping tabs on your existing customers, and manually updating contact information in your CRM one by one, it's no longer a strategy for growth. You need help. In addition to these third-party tools, PillarCat will also have an increased reliance on capturing leads from their website. Now, a lot of companies already collect information from their website, but the push to automatically put that into the CRM is a trend that has been increasing rapidly. So if you don't have that, that is something that is definitely the future. PillarCat also decided that they're going to need order data in their CRM system. They recognize that pulling ERP and accounting data from their accounting platform will be critical to growing their business. Tools to facilitate those integrations are going to become less costly and more accessible in the future. Why is this important to have orders in CRM? They're doing this because they need to identify trends. They'll use the shipping information from the ERP data that was pushed into CRM to identify how often individual customers are ordering stuff from them. They then use that information to predict when a customer is going to be ordering again. AI and business intelligence require a lot of data in order to help you make decisions, and this type of data is definitely invaluable. So the future of CRM definitely depends on data. We've spent a lot of time talking about collecting that data, Fred, me, but now that we have this data, what do we do with it? Well, PillarCat is going to be using AI to score their leads and opportunities. Now, I'm not talking about simple scoring like we've done in the past. I'm talking about an AI model that is trained on your specific data to identify patterns that identifies which leads are going to be qualified versus disqualified, which opportunities are going to be won, and which opportunities are going to be lost. Since PillarCat's user engagement with CRM has been increasing, thanks to Jeff and his new methods, they're going to have enough historical data to train this AI so that they can actually get useful output. That historical data is critical. Now, this is an example from Microsoft Dynamics where you can see that this particular opportunity has a score of 60. And you can see from here various factors that went into causing that score to be increased and which factors go into decreasing that score. This list will be different for each company and customer, and this is available now. It's trained on your specific data. There have also been significant improvements in recent years in the ease of use of business intelligence tools. This trend will also continue. You can see in the screenshot here a traditional looking business intelligence dashboard. This is actually Microsoft Power BI, but creating dashboards like this is going to continue to become easier and easier. But the best part about this is that in the future, you're going to be able to use AI and natural language to mine your data. So you'll be able to just ask, which marketing campaign is most of my revenue coming from? And the answer is going to be given to you in plain English. The marketing campaign generating the most revenue for you is the ad campaign template with a total of $153,000. This was pulled from Microsoft Copilot, or actually ChatGPT. But finally, we have an example from Zoho Zia, which Zia is Zoho's AI client that comes with Zoho. And with this, you can actually just type in and ask questions. Show me a chart of leads created this month by lead source, and it pops up a chart. You say, show me the number of leads created this month by lead source, and it shows you the numbers. You say, what is the revenue this month? And it tells you that number, what the revenue is. This is stuff that already exists. So why is this the future? Well, I bring up these specific topics because these are the trends that I've been seeing in this industry directly. I've been doing this for more than 20 years on the technical side, and the things that I've discussed today are what I see happening. So all of this is already here, but you're going to see a lot more of it in the future.